Greeting comic book fans, my fellow geeks, my Vernon Kid here, coming to you again with my comic review. As always, I'd like to give a shout out to a couple of guys. Of course, don't say Blue Goblin. I'd like to give a shout out also to Rick's a Geek. Check out his comic reviews, really good. And Real Manos, good stuff too. Okay. And I'll put those people in the description if you want to check them out. So I got 12 books for you guys today. And mind the noise, guys. That's my cousin and my bro playing Call of Duty. So don't worry about it. You see? So we're going to kick it off with Batgirl. Number 3. Yeah. Gail Simone still does a very good job writing this title. Basically, in this book, she's still on the tail of Mira. She knows now why Mira is doing the things he does. Like I said last time in issue number 2, we get to see a little bit more of, like, he's kind of like the Punisher in a way. You know, his family was killed, but he didn't die. So he's pretty much having her on a wild goose chase. He set bombs on trains, and it's up to her to find it. Also, we get to see a little bit more of the Bat family involved. As you can see here, Nightwing is on the cover. Nightwing comes basically, and he and the rest of the family are just worried about her. You know, it's not that they don't believe she can do the job. It's just that they want to know if she's okay. You know, but there is a fight between them, which was pretty cool. But basically, Dick has to tell her, like, look, we're not saying you can't do your job. You know, we're saying we love you. So just, and there was some key moments in there that really told a good job. Gail, you still do a good job, no doubt about it. You truly know Babs very well. Alright, and we continue. Batwoman number 3. It seems that Batwoman has come across the Weeping Woman, or so. And we get this very, like, mysterious feel to this book, which was really cool. Didn't mind that. And we also see the people that are trying to get Batgirl. In terms of the other organization that's trying to capture Batgirl, Batwoman. Excuse me, I'm saying Batgirl. And it almost seems like she's losing it in that way, that she's losing the will to move on, to go on as Batwoman. And we see that in this book as well. But it was really good. I really enjoyed this one as well. And J.H. Williams III really tells a really good job with Katie. And also there's a really good scene between her and her cousin Betsy at the end of the book, Flamebird. But I'm not going to spoil any more of that. But other than that, this is good. Alright, we move on to Green Lantern number 3. Oh my gosh. Alright, without spoiling too much for you guys, Sinestro has enlisted the help of Hal Jordan, as you guys should know, to help him take down the Sinestro Corps, because he believes they are going against all the rules that he created for the Sinestro Corps. Pretty much, they're killing enslaving his people. All right. So what he did was make a ring for Hal to use, so he would have his lantern powers back. And we still see this animosity between Hal and Sinestro. Also, you know, Sinestro going on saying that I've been always been better than you, Jordan. So you just get used to it. I want to spoil it for you guys, but I'm not. Something bad happens to a character at the end of this, and once again, it's like, Mr. Johns, what the hell? For the love of God, why did you do that? Like, just, that's just where I came from with this book. But other than that, Green Lantern number 3 was not bad. It's that ending, guys, that really is just like, holy crap. Alright, moving on. Excuse me. Alright, sorry about that. Moving on. Grifter, number 3. The game now is revenge. Yes, Cole. Last time we left Cole, Cole was at gunpoint by his brother, who was also a part of the military.
If you don't kill him.
And as you know, Cole is wanted for the deaths of a couple of people, but they weren't people. The Daemonites are after Cole. And something bad happens to not just Cole, but also to the people he cares about in this book. And that's what sets him on now of, okay, alright, I'm going to take the fight to the Daemonites now. Instead of running and hiding and things like that, it's about revenge now. It is about revenge. But as always, you know, Grifter's been really good. I've been enjoying it. As I said before, guys, he's one of my favorite Wildcat members, and I'm glad to see they're giving him a chance. You know, next, it seems like in the next issue, he'll be meeting Green Arrow. So, because now Seattle is Green Arrow's hometown now. So, but other than that, it was very good. Loved it. The action was great. Storytelling was good. Grifter did his thing in this book. Very much. Alright. Move on to part 2 of 6 of the Huntress story arc. Danger has never looked this good. Yeah. Paul Levitz, Marcus Toe, who does the artwork in this, is very good. Helena is still in Naples, Italy. She's still in her home country, and she's on the trail of the crime boss known as Moroni, and what he plans to do with, you know, these slave labor women and people like that. This one didn't have a lot of action in it like the first issue did. It was only a little bit of action, more dialogue than action in this one, but it was really good to see Helena not just battling, you know, fighting. She was using more of detective skills and knowing her enemy. She was actually tracking where Moretti actually lives and where he goes, everything like that, before she strikes on him. But it's still good. I'm not gonna lie. Still, Huntress is one of my favorite DC heroines, so of course I'm gonna be on board with her. Okay, last book from DC. Mr. T. Mr. Terrific. Battle against Brainstorm. Yes, Mr. T is still battling his first villain from his Rogues Gallery, which DC is still saying that's what they're going to do. Brainstorm really comes off as almost subpar equal to Mr. Terrific, being intelligent, a very intellectual villain. He pretty much is able to suck the intelligence out of you wirelessly, or like he has like these like tentacles, like something like Omega Red, and he'll stick it into you, and he'll drain the intellect from you. We also get to see kind of Mr. T lose a little bit of control. He nearly kills Brainstorm in this. Nearly kills him, and he almost regretted that. Because now what sets him off, and I'm going to spoil this for you guys, is the fact that Brainstorm has pretty much acknowledged the fact that he was actually kind of responsible for Mr. Terrific's wife's death. And that sets him off. And he nearly kills Brainstorm. And Michael's really now starting to wonder, is like almost, am I just trying to play hero, or am I really a hero? And things like that. But to me, I really think it was kind of a cop-out for Mr. Wallace to already sum up like who was responsible for his wife's death, Michael's wife's death, and things like that. I thought that was kind of a cop-out. But I still enjoy it no matter what. I thought Brainstorm was a pretty decent villain. I can't wait to see the other villains they got in store for Mr. Terrific. But also, Brainstorm had found out Mr. Terrific's identity. But Mr. T actually made him forget it. He actually took one of his T-spheres and it went inside of his head, and basically he made one of his T-spheres like wipe that part of the brain that controls your short-term memory, like that. So it was kind of whoa, you know. But it was good. All right. So now we're gonna move on to the 6 books I got from Marvel, and I should start from the worst to least. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna start worst to least, because I just didn't really, the 2 books out of the 6 I got from Marvel were kind of let me down. I'm like, really, Marvel? Come on, seriously? And first one I'm going to talk about is Fear Itself 7.2 Thor. This is the whole big memorial for Thor. It was good. First of all, it was good to see Thor's mother there. Actually, she was there. Everybody was telling all the people that were close to Thor. You saw Lady Sif. She was all decked out in black. The Warriors 3 went to go tell Jane Foster. Jane Foster. Odin closed the celestial Asgard. Basically, he destroyed the Rainbow Bridge to the space celestial Asgard, and he's the only one there now, while he is his brother's keeper. Fraction, really? Okay, first of all, let's get one thing straight. Fraction, you actually expect me to really believe, any true Thor fan is to believe that we're supposed to just, all the people, all the heroes, now that you actually introduced Tantarus, that new guy that's supposed to be the new god of thunder, you introduced him in here, and now all of a sudden everybody's forgotten about Thor. Like, they don't know who he is now. Really, Fraction? Really? Are you serious? Come on, like, that's really just a bunch of bullshit, actually. To actually come out here and just literally say, once Tantarus, whatever his name is, comes into limelight, everybody's cheering, like, hey, how you doing? It's a long time no see. Good to meet you. It's nice. It's been a long time. And nobody remembers Thor. Really? You know what? for the first time, guys, in my reviews, I'm going to take a book out of my Sensei's book. Watch carefully. There you go. Next up. Wasn't that I was disappointed. I just think that Bendis could have did something better than what he was doing. Again with this, like, really. Okay. New Avengers number 18. The formation of the new Dark Avengers. Alright. Deodata's artwork, superb. Though, as I always say, I don't like he draws Norman Osborn looking like Tommy Lee Jones. But other than that, let's get right to it. Okay. He enlists the help of Scar, Hulk's son, to join his team. He has Gorgon become his Wolverine. He's got Hawkeye's brother become like his Hawkeye. And Nancy, the Decapitator, be his Spider-Man once again. It seems like this was just rehab. It was like almost you could take the first, pretty much almost the first issue of, I guess you say, the Dark Avengers, and put this book together once again, and you're just getting the same thing over. And that's like, really? Like, once again, basically, this seems to me, when I read this, it was like what I said. Bendis, you're writing too much. You're getting writer's block now, and I'm starting to see you rehash things you've already rehashed. But this won't really get tossed, but I'll slam it down. There you go. Okay. Now we're gonna get to the books that I did enjoy for Marvel. Okay. Journey into the Mystery, number 631. This is the outcome of what happened, what Loki has done in terms of the fear itself. Remember, Loki was the one that brought down the serpent's dark Asgard from the inside. What he did was summon Surtur. He freed Surtur, and Surtur was the one that took down the dark Asgard, the serpent's dark Asgard, which gave Thor just enough time to finish off his uncle. So there's kind of some outcomes. Now, the Asgard on Midgard is ruled now by the All Mothers, and that's Thor's mother. Dang, I'm forgetting the other two women, but they're running the show now, and they know that Loki has done something. They know he borrowed the Destroyer armor, he freed Surtur, he's done this, but they're basically saying, okay, if you do something for us, you know, we'll keep it. We won't tell the rest of the Asgardians what you did. So that's kind of interesting. That really was really good. So Journey in the Mystery has picked up for me now. For me, I remember I said I was going to drop it if it didn't pick up, and this now is interesting. This story arc may lead into something. Now, other than that, Loki seems to be the only one that remembers his brother Thor. Like, he knows that whatever his name is, Tanaris is not the true god of thunder. You know, he still knows, but everybody else seems to have forgotten Thor, and I don't get that. But this was really good. I must admit, this was really good. All right. Ultimate Spider-Man. This is number 4. Okay, now we get a little bit more of the story of where this all takes place. This story takes place in between the death of Peter Parker and after the death of Peter Parker. Miles actually is, he as you all know, Miles, he didn't really ask for the powers. He didn't want them. He's afraid. He doesn't. He just wants to be a normal kid and things like that. Now, Miles actually was there, witnessed Peter's death. He went and he saw Peter fighting Goblin, and he was there when Peter said to Aunt May, I couldn't save Uncle Ben, but I saved you. Um, and he actually asks Gwen Stacy. He's like, why did he do it? Like, why did he do it? And even at the funeral, he was there. He went to their funeral, and he even asked him. He's like, he came up to Gwen Stacy and was like, why did he do it? Why did he risk his life? And Gwen told him, like, look, because he thought it was his fault because of his uncle dying. She gave him the whole speech of what Uncle Ben told him. With great power comes great responsibility, all that. And it seems like Miles now realizes that he has these powers too, and now he needs to carry on the legacy of Spider-Man in a way. Like, basically him saying that I have these powers just like Peter Parker did. And he's still questioning, why did Peter do it? Why? And he tries to, he puts on a costume that his roommate actually had a Halloween costume of. And at first he realizes that it's harder than it looks to be a hero. He's not really fine-tuned with his abilities, but it's still hard for him. But he gets an unexpected visit from the ultimate version of somebody else in the Spider-Man family. But it was good, not bad at all. It's still building up to when he finally becomes this. All right, we move on to Black Panther, the most dangerous man alive, 525. Panther, this is the first part of the Kingpin of Wakanda story arc. And Panther is pretty much in a fight to save one of his countrymen's, or I should say one of his own, a Wakandan just like him's life. And she is being hunted. She's injured, but she's meant to be assassinated by, yes, Lady Bullseye and also Typhoon Mary. A lot of Wakandan-owned stores have been being blown up. It has something to do with Kingpin. He has some plots in store for T'Challa and Wakanda. And Panther needs to know why. He wants to know why is Kingpin coming after? Why is he sending the Hand? Because yes, he runs the Hand, and why are you trying to kill this woman? But it was really good. It was a very good game of cat and mouse between Lady Bullseye and T'Challa. T'Challa fighting the Hand. It was really cool to see him fighting the Hand ninjas, all that stuff. And it left on a cliffhanger, which just leaves you like, how are you gonna get out of this, T'Challa? You got a female assassin who is pretty much the female version of Bullseye, who can use any kind of projectile and things like that to her advantage. And then you got a crazy pyrokinetic, also, Typhoon Mary. It's good stuff. I was loving it. David Lice does a good job in this. All right. And last but not least, yeah, I picked it up, people. I read the reviews and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see for myself how good it is. And the Avenging Spider-Man, #1, Zeb Wells writes this. He's a pretty much renowned Spider-Man writer, and Joe Mandarina. I'm pronouncing his name wrong. But if you know the comic Battle Chaser, he draws this. This is pretty much is a team up book. It's gonna be a monthly team up book with Spidey teaming up with heroes of the Marvel Universe. And I need a good team up book. I miss the Marvel team up books and things like that. And this is really good. In this issue, we see Pete, you know, with the Avengers. They're fighting AIM, and then next you know, he needs a he he needs a trip back home to New York. But all the other Avengers are heading somewhere. They're heading to Washington. So they say, "Yo, Red Hulk, can you leap Spidey back?" And that's where everything kicks off. The story is pretty much supposed to be intertwined with what goes on in Amazing Spider-Man, but Zeb Wells definitely knows how to write Spidey, so I'm not going to deny that. It's really good to see Mole Man in this book. That's who they were fighting, but the fact of the matter is Mole Man may not be running the show anymore, and I'm going to leave the cliffhanger on that, because that's what it was. That's the cliffhanger right there, people. But I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed Avenging Spider-Man #1. Can't wait to see the other heroes that Pete's gonna team up with in this. But yeah, it was good. Really enjoyed it. Okay, guys. So that is it for this week. That is all I have for this week. 12 books. I will be back next week to hit you with another review, as always. And this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace and love. Stay tuned. Keep it real.